Rain lashes against the windows of the White family's home. Fire crackles in the small parlor. Mr. White sits at the chessboard with his son Herbert. He makes a risky move and smiles. Herbert laughs, calling it a foolish decision. Mrs. White knits quietly in her chair. A knock echoes at the door. Mr. White looks up, frowning. Herbert rises to answer. A tall, weathered man steps inside. Sergeant Major Morris's, Mr. White greets warmly. They share a firm handshake. Morris removes his dripping coat. They sit him by the fire. He tells of his years in India. His eyes darken as he speaks. Herbert asks for stories of strange things. Maurice pauses, then reaches into his pocket. He holds up a shriveled monkey's paw. The room falls silent. It grants 3 wishes, Morris says. Mrs. White chuckles. Like fairy tales? She asks. Maurice shakes his head grimly. Fuck accursed it, he says. To teach people about fate? Mr. White leans forward. What's the catch? He asks. Morris's voice lowers. Every wish comes with a terrible price. Herbert smirks. Sounds like a good story. Morris's gaze hardens. I've seen the results. He drops the paw into the fire. Mr. White snatches it out. Better let it burn, Maurice warns. Keep it then, but don't blame me. He finishes his drink in silence. Morris leaves into the storm. The Whites stare at the paw on the table. Herbert suggests they wish for something small. Mrs. White laughs. It's 200 pounds to pay off the house, she says. Mr. White holds the paw uneasily. He feels it twitch in his hand. A cold shiver runs through him. Herbert sees his father's face pale. Did it move? Herbert teases. They laugh, but nervously.
Ow.
The fire pops loudly. Mr. White sets the paw down. They talk of other things. The storm quiets outside. They go to bed early. Mr. White dreams of strange faces. A distant sound wakes him. He listens, but hears nothing. Morning light creeps through the curtains. Mrs. White makes tea. Herbert leaves for work, still joking about the paw. Mr. White watches him disappear down the road. He turns back to the quiet house. The paw rests on the mantel, tries to forget about it. A heavy knock comes at the door. Mrs. White freezes mid-step. Mr. White's heart pounds. A solemn man stands outside. His hat drips rain. The man removes his wet hat slowly. I am from Ma and Megan's, he says. Mrs. White steps closer. His voice trembles. There's been an accident at the factory. Mr. White grips the doorframe. Is Herbert hurt? Mrs. White asks. The man lowers his eyes. He was caught in the machinery. Silence hangs heavy in the air. He died instantly, the man adds. Mrs. White lets out a broken cry. Mr. White stares in shock. The man swallows hard. The company takes no responsibility. He holds out an envelope. But we wish to offer compensation. Mrs. White's hands tremble. She opens it. 200 pounds fall onto the table. Mr. White's breath catches. The room feels colder. Mrs. White's knees give way. Mr. White catches her. They weep together as the man slips out quietly. Night falls over the grieving house. The fire burns low. Mr. White stares at the mantel. The monkey's paw sits in shadow. Remembers the wish. His skin crawls. Mrs. White sobs upstairs. Hours pass in darkness. Days blur together. The house grows silent and still. One night Mrs. White speaks. We have 2 wishes left, she says. Mr. White shakes his head. He's gone, he whispers. We could bring him back, she insists. Mr. White's eyes widen. You don't know what you're asking. Her face hardens. I want my son. She seizes the monkey's paw. Wish for him, she demands. Mr. White hesitates. Her voice breaks. Please. He takes the paw reluctantly. His hands shake. I wish my son alive again, he says. The paw writhes in his grip. It drops to the floor. Cold wind rattles the windows. They wait in tense silence. Nothing happens. Mrs. White stares toward the door. It's too soon, she murmurs. They go to bed but do not sleep. The night is thick and airless. Yes. Then 3 slow knocks at the door. Mrs. White sits bolt upright.
It's him,
she whispers. She runs for the stairs. Mr. White leaps after her. Don't open it, he shouts. The knocking comes again louder. She fumbles with the bolt. Mrs. White pulls at the bolt. Her fingers slip in her haste. Mr. White grabs her arm. "You don't know what's outside," he pleads. She shakes him off violently. The third knock shakes the door. "It's Herbert," she cries. She slides the bolt free. Mr. White's heart hammers. He sees the monkey's paw on the floor. Its withered fingers curl. A shadow looms through the frosted glass. Mrs. White strains at the heavy chain. The thing outside scratches at the wood. She gasps with effort. Mr. White drops to his knees. He snatches the paw. I wish he chokes. The chain rattles violently. "I wish for him to go away," he cries. The paw twists, then falls limp. The knocking stops instantly. The silence is deafening. Mrs. White swings the door open. Cold night air floods the hall. The path is empty. She stares out, trembling. Mr. White slumps against the wall. The wind howls across the fields. Mrs. White steps onto the porch. The moonlight shows no footprints. Her breath clouds in the air. She turns to her husband. His face is pale and drawn. "You sent him away," she whispers. Tears spill down her cheeks. Mr. White can't meet her eyes. Drops the monkey's paw. It lands with a dull thud. Its fingers are still. The night presses in around them. The fire inside burns low. Neither speaks for a long time. The house feels emptier than ever. Upstairs, Herbert's room remains untouched. His jacket hangs over the chair. His boots sit neatly by the bed. Mrs. White closes the door softly. Downstairs, Mr. White stares at the cold hearth. The paw lies on the table now. He does not remember moving it. Its leathery skin seems darker. He turns away quickly. The floorboards creak in the hall. Mrs. White freezes on the stairs. "Did you hear that?" she whispers. They listen, holding their breath. Only the wind answers. Mr. White picks up the paw again. He feels no heartbeat in it now. He shoves it into the drawer. The wood groans as it shuts. The fire dies to ash. Outside, the wind carries a faint sound. Slow, dragging shuffle fades into the distance. The Whites remain in silence. The house settles around them. Upstairs, a door clicks shut on its own. Neither goes to check. The monkey's paw waits in the dark.